If you've ever walked into a pediatric clinic, you've probably seen those colorful wire and bead toys mounted on the wall or sitting on a table. But have you ever wondered why they're absolutely everywhere in doctors' offices?
Oh, definitely. Those bead mazes, sometimes called roller coaster toys, are actually designed with a few very specific purposes in mind. And it goes way beyond just keeping kids busy.
Right, so let's talk about that. What makes them so effective for calming anxious kids in a medical setting?
Well, there are really three major benefits. First, distraction. When a child is focused on sliding those beads along the wire, they're redirecting attention away from whatever's making them anxious, whether it's an upcoming shot or just the unfamiliar environment. Second, they're building fine motor skills and hand eye coordination as they grip and manipulate the beads. And third, there's gentle sensory engagement. The bright colors and that little clanking sound, it's soothing without being overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. And I've heard that play in general can actually reduce anxiety in medical settings. Is there research backing that up?
Absolutely. Studies show that therapeutic play can minimize stress and lessen the emotional impact of illness and hospitalization. In fact, one randomized controlled trial found that children who participated in structured play therapy during their hospital stay experienced lower levels of anxiety and distress compared to those who didn't. Research also indicates that introducing positive distraction in clinic waiting areas is associated with more calm behavior and less movement in children.
That's impressive. So, we're talking about a toy that's doing double duty, calming kids and helping them develop skills. But I imagine infection control is a huge concern for clinic administrators. How do these toys hold up in that department?
Infection control is actually one of the primary reasons bead mazes are so popular in medical settings. They're made from durable, hard materials like high pressure laminate and solid wood, which are designed to be easily sanitized between patients. The CDC recommends that healthcare facilities establish policies for cleaning and disinfecting toys at regular intervals. And with bead mazes, you can wipe them down quickly. High touch toys should be cleaned and disinfected at least daily, and any toy with visible contamination should be removed and cleaned immediately.
I see, that's practical. And there's no risk of pieces going missing or becoming choking hazards, right?
Exactly. The beads are permanently attached to the wire tracks so they never get lost or thrown. It keeps the waiting area clean and organized. It's mess free, which is a huge relief for busy clinic staff. I actually remember working with one clinic manager who joked that she wished all toys came with permanently attached parts. She was tired of finding stray puzzle pieces in the most random places.
I bet that's a common frustration. So let's get into the formats. I know there are different types: wall mounted, freestanding tables, cubes. What should clinic administrators consider when they're choosing?
Great question. It really depends on your space and traffic. Wall mounted units are excellent for narrow hallways and small rooms because they sit flush against the wall and require zero floor space. They're permanently anchored for safety and stability, so you don't have to worry about tipping. Freestanding play tables, like the flower shaped models, serve as a central play hub. They offer 360-degree access so multiple children can play face to face simultaneously, which reduces squabbles.
And then there are the multi-sided cubes, right?
Right, those are large standalone units that feature a bead maze on top and various other sensory or matching games on the sides. They offer several activities in one compact footprint, allowing multiple children to play at once without loose parts. They're ideal for high value engagement in a small space.
That point about multiple children playing at once sets up our next piece: how these toys facilitate inclusive play in high-traffic environments. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Creating a welcoming, child friendly waiting room can significantly reduce anxiety. Little People's Cove helps pediatric offices, dental clinics, hospitals, and healthcare facilities find commercial grade wall toys and waiting room play solutions designed for daily use. From sensory wall panels and bead mazes to magnetic games and activity centers, these hands on, screen free activities encourage fine motor development, problem solving, and independent discovery. Built for durability and continuous use in high traffic environments, Our wall-mounted toys maximize floor space and are easy to clean and sanitize. Check out the full collection at www.littlepeoplescove.com.
Picking up on multiple children playing at once. How do you handle situations where several kids are waiting and space is limited?
That's where the design really shines. Bead mazes facilitate inclusive play because multiple children can interact simultaneously without conflict. When you have a busy, high traffic waiting area, that's vital. Kids can play side by side or across from each other, and because there are no loose parts to fight over, it naturally reduces anxiety and squabbles. In other words, these toys help multiple kids stay calm and engaged at the same time.
I mean, that's a win-win. And I'm curious, are there other benefits beyond just keeping kids calm?
Oh, definitely. The configuration of wires in bead mazes aids in the development of finger and wrist dexterity, which is actually a prerequisite for developing basic writing skills. These toys are generally recommended for children aged 12 months and older, as younger infants typically exhibit coarser grasping patterns. And for children with autism or sensory sensitivities, therapists use wooden bead games to promote emotional control, lessen hyperactivity, and build focus.
Right, that's really helpful context.
Yeah, and the cognitive side is just as important. Playing with a bead maze fosters cognitive development by encouraging spatial awareness, sequencing, and problem solving. As children guide beads through twisting paths, they're also recognizing colors and shapes.
So, to everyone listening who manages a pediatric clinic or healthcare facility, what should they prioritize when selecting these toys?
I'd say three things: durability, sanitization, and engagement. Commercial grade toys are built with heavier hardware, reinforced joints, and durable finishes to withstand constant all day use. Favor easy to clean toys made of durable, non porous materials like hard plastic, silicone, or coated wood. And choose toys that engage children in a way that encourages problem solving and cognitive development.
I think that's solid advice. Now, beyond bead mazes, what other commercial grade play solutions work well in pediatric waiting rooms?
Sensory wall panels are a great option. They can incorporate bead maze elements along with other activities, and they're commonly used to facilitate anxious or restless children while improving logical thinking, imagination, and dexterity. Magnetic games and activity centers are also popular because they're interactive and low noise, keeping children calmly engaged without adding chaos to the environment.
And those are also easy to clean and sanitize?
Exactly. The key is selecting play toys that can be easily cleaned and disinfected. That's why commercial grade options are designed with rounded edges, non toxic materials, and sturdy construction. They're built for safety in busy healthcare environments.
I had a moment recently where I walked into a clinic and my kid made a beeline for one of those wall mounted bead mazes. It was like an instant calm switch flipped. I didn't realize there was so much intentional design behind it.
That's the beauty of it. Play can help children maintain their self esteem and confidence, giving them a sense of control over their situation. Thoughtfully designed waiting rooms can make wait times feel shorter and create positive experiences that keep children comfortable throughout their visit.
So we've established that bead mazes are effective for distraction, skill building, and infection control. And they come in formats that fit any space, whether you've got a narrow hallway or a dedicated play corner. It really seems like a no-brainer for pediatric clinics.
Absolutely. And when you combine all those benefits, calming anxious kids, building motor and cognitive skills, and offering a safe, hygienic solution, it's clear why they're everywhere in doctors' offices.
Well, thank you so much for breaking this down. I think anyone listening who manages a clinic or healthcare facility now has a much clearer picture of why these toys matter and how to choose the right ones.
My pleasure. Helping children feel more comfortable and engaged while they wait is something worth talking about. Before we sign off, remember that Little People's Cove carries a wide variety of high-quality bead and wire toys designed specifically for pediatric offices, waiting rooms, and healthcare environments.